Pope Benedict XVI faced a number of questions about abuse in the Catholic Church. A recent statement has turned the world's attention back to this again. Today, the former Pope's private secretary admitted to a meeting in 1980. At that meeting, church officials discussed a priest accused of sexual abuse. In a previous statement, Pope Benedict had said that he was not there. He now blames the discrepancy on an editorial mistake. According to the private secretary, quote, he would like to emphasize that this was not done out of bad faith, but was the result of an error in the editing of his statement. He is very sorry for this mistake, and he apologizes for this mistake, unquote. All of this stems from a German report released a few days ago. The report claims that this pope failed to act against 4 priests accused of child sexual abuse while he was Archbishop of Munich from 1977 to 1982. Joining us now is Walter Robinson, the editor-at-large of the Boston Globe and the former editor of the Spotlight team. You may remember Michael Keaton played him in the movie Spotlight. Mr. Robinson, welcome.
Good to be with you, Joshua.
What do you make of this latest development in this whole matter involving Pope Benedict?
Well, in a way, it's earth-shattering, but in a way, it's not surprising at all. What the law firm hired by the Archdiocese of Munich found was that, in fact, then Cardinal Ratzinger was, in fact, involved in the cover-up of cases of childhood sexual abuse. Today, there was an apology. He had said he was not at a crucial meeting in 1980. He now admits he was, that he misunderstood the situation. It was an editorial mistake. But the fact of the matter is that the revelation that he was involved in the cover-up was no surprise. That, in fact, around the world, certainly in the United States, in many, many dioceses, the bishops and the archbishops were playing from the same script. That they kept secret the abuse by priests. They moved the priests around. When people came forward with claims, they settled them in secret, all to preserve the reputation of the church. And nowhere in any of this was there any mention or concern for the harm done to thousands and thousands of children.
Is Pope Benedict considered credible in this matter? He's clearly a key figure in the investigation, but how much weight do his words have these days?
Well, they don't. First of all, he's 94 years old and he's infirm. So, you know, the fact that he was not at the meeting and then corrected that is not as important as the fact that he, when he was Pope, he did not discipline a single bishop who engaged in the cover-up. And the reason is that he, too, was engaged in the cover-up of the abuse within his own diocese, archdiocese in Munich.
How does this fit into the rest of the cases we've seen with regard to child abuse from Catholic priests over the years? Is this a larger case in the scheme of things? Does this just kind of fit into the lattice work of everything else? How would you contextualize this?
Well, I would say, Joshua, more the latter. It fits into the lattice work of the other cases. You remember in 2002 when the Boston Globe exposed the extent of the abuse in Boston, which involved 250 priests. The Cardinal Archbishop of Boston, Bernard Law, resigned and was given a cushy post in the Vatican. And there were lots of complaints at the time. How could they take care of him in this way? The fact is that Cardinal Law simply, if you will, took a bullet for the team. He didn't do any more or less than other bishops or archbishops did. In fact, the evidence is that in up to 3/4 of the dioceses in the United States, the bishops all were engaged in the same sort of cover-up.
I wonder, and you just said 2002, I can't believe it's been 20 years since that report. Yeah. It feels in some ways like a lot has changed in terms of the way we talk about sexual abuse in institutions, whether they're churches, universities, the U.S. Olympic team. You know, we've had these conversations in a different way, and I think Spotlight is one of the factors that's involved in that. Before I have to let you go, though, where do you see this going from here? It's been 20 years since Spotlight. Do you believe that this is leading over time to more accountability in the Catholic Church?
Ever so slowly, Joshua. The Catholic Church still doesn't seem to get it, and they need to vote for transparency. That there are too many places around the world where the church is still not admitted that priests abuse children on such a massive scale. Everywhere that we have good data, 10% of the priests abuse children. And, in Buenos Aires, where Pope Francis served as the Cardinal Archbishop, he claimed that no priest abused children there. And that's simply ridiculous. And the church has yet to have a full reckoning for this.
Walter Robinson, editor-at-large of the Boston Globe. Mr. Robinson, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.